All right. Good day, everyone. Welcome again. So this is market commentary on the trades I took during the week. So we'll be looking at EURJPY and USDJPY. So these are the two trades I took. I also had a trade on GBPJPY and SAUSD. Right? But I will start with EURJPY and GBPJPY first. Then, if there is not time, I will look at. So I will start with EURJPY and USDJPY, right? Then, if there is not time, I will also look at GBPJPY and SAUUSD. Now, this is for EURJPY, right? Now, the entry for this trade was on Monday. Now, but before this entry on Monday, I showed us something. I dropped a storyline with bias on Sunday. So this was on the 19th of October. That was on Sunday, right? So 19th was on Sunday. So on Sunday I dropped storyline. I dropped my markup. This for GJ. I dropped this markup, right, and storyline for GJ. Then after dropping it, I say something. I said same with EURJPY. So I say that I'm looking for buys only. So throughout the week, I'm interested in only the buy. That doesn't mean that there won't be sales, right? But since for my storyline, right, and from our rules trading the SLK, I already know that this is where price is going. So since I know where price is going, I have no business doing all that thing, right? So I already know that it's only buy. So that's why I say, okay, same with EURJPY. And also, if you understand how JPY moves as well, the same thing applies to other JPY. But these were the two that I was actively trading during the week, right? So that is then the let me just go to the chart and show you on the recharge. So I'll go to the daily. Let me just show you on the charts. I've been trying to remove a lot of these drawings. So first thing first, this is the price action on Friday. This is the price action on Friday, right? And this is a daily key level. So from our rules or from our anthem, this is daily reject daily, right? The daily key level has rejected the daily price and closed above it. So it was rejected and closed above it. So the rejection and closure, we pay more attention to candle rejection and closure, right? So see, this has rejected and closed above it. So you want to go to one time frame lower and look for breakouts, right? Once price gives you a breakout, that means this price action has been confirmed, right? So going down to So if this price action has been confirmed, so this is coming from daily. This is coming from daily. Looking at all this, what is like the next daily key level that is obvious? If you change this to line chart, you are going to see that this is actually the next daily key level that is obvious, which is this V-shape, this A-shape key level is the next daily key level that was obvious, right? So this is one of the reasons why I said that throughout the week I'm interested in only the buys, and that was exactly what price did. Price buy from all the way from here until this obvious daily key level was taken out. Now, if you're on the if you're on the candlestick, you are going to see that this is an open close key level. This is actually where I closed my own trade. This is actually an open and close key level. I know that open and close key level, if you're on the line chart, you can't see it, right? You only see open and close key level if you're on the candlestick chart. So why I close my own trade here is because this is open and close key level. And before this open and close key level, this is liquidity, right? This liquidity is the, I think this is the high of the previous week. All right, so this is the previous week high, PWH, right? And from our understanding of liquidity, this PWH is one of the liquidity types. So basically, why I put my take profit there is because I know, okay, I said, okay, price will take out this liquidity, then react from this key level, right? But what price, after taking out this liquidity, still went ahead to take out this last result liquidity, this last result key level, right? So that is how I was able to do that projection, and told us that I'm only interested in only the buys for the week. So that doesn't mean that there won't be sales. There might be minor sales or retracement, but I'm not interested. I'm interested in only the expansion. So daily, I rejected daily, right? Going down one time for a while. Want to see what we just want to see one thing, want to see breakout. So if there is breakout to the upside, that means that price action is confirmed, right? So if you come down to H4, switch to switch to your line chart. This is a breakout. This is a breakout, right? This is the first breakout. This is another breakout, right? Now, and these breakouts happened which day? This breakout happened on Sunday as markets opened, right? So the moment I saw these breakouts, right, then I was now interested on the buys. That is why I sent. That is when I now decide to send the first buy entry. Okay, that was, I think the buy entry was on the setup. Drop it on the setup. On the setup. Okay, so that was when I dropped this first buy entry on EURJPY, right? So since the moment I saw, okay, price has giving us breakouts to the upside, then your duty is now to continue to look for buy entries. Then I went down to H1, right? On H1, I was just now looking for buy entries. Now, I don't just use anywhere as my buy entry. I also pay attention to key level. Now, if you look, you are going to see that this is an A-shaped key level that was disrespected. Now, this A-shaped key level, price supposed to use it for sales. I mean, this A-shaped key level, right? So if all things being equal, the moment price hits it, price supposed to drop. But now price breaks through it. Now since price did not use it for sales, then it's now acting as a flip zone. So that means price is not going to use it for buys, right? So that is why when price came back to this A-shaped key level, you see that the rejection was massive, right? So now if you did not get using this A-shaped key level, right, you can also make use of this open and close. See this open and close here, price also touched it, but I play this a shape key level, right? While using this as my liquidity, I use this drop here as my liquidity. And also from what I explained to us when I was explaining the various types of liquidity, right? I told us that the first pullback after a break of structure is liquidity, right? So now this is a break of this. There was a break of structure here. When price breaks this this structural high. There was a break of structure here now. So now I told you that the first pullback after that break of structure is liquidity. So, and also price break this other structure then before pulling back. So this first pullback that price did, or the first pullback that price will do after a break of structure, is a liquidity in the market. Right. So if you are still having issue with liquidity, you can check the video I did on liquidity. I think it's there on this channel. So you can check the video I did on liquidity and go through it again. You'll be able to understand the various forms of liquidity. So now this is a key level, and this is a liquidity lying close to the key level, right? So the close key level to the liquidity is the liquidity I place. So you see that I did not bother blowing this open and close, and also I did not bother playing this QMR because there was a QMR here. This is a QMR, right? Sweep and break QMR. So you see that this, had it been I went to play this QMR, price wouldn't have tagged me in. And also, even though that this QMR has a clear liquidity below it, but I just decided to play this A-shaped, right? Because I feel like this A-shape has more contents. Why? Because look at the nature of the candle. Look at the impulsive nature of the candle that break that zone. Look at the impulsive nature of the candle that break that zone. So with the impulsive nature of the candle alone, right, I was not convinced to use it, right? Now, also, if you look at the timing for this entry, you are going to see that this is 10 a.m. Nigerian time. All right, my time zone is UTC plus one. That is like my time zone. I'm using Lagos time zone. So this is 10 a.m. Now, also, if you notice, there was an earlier entry here, oh, but this move was on Friday. So as of that Friday, I wasn't interested. I'm looking at what price you do on Monday. So as of that Friday, if you're on the H4, you won't be able to see this because there was no confirmation. There was no clear confirmation on Friday. So this is now when we had the confirmation. Then when price triggered on Monday, price was just playing with a lot of emotions, right? So but I head on to the trade because I already know my projection. I know where price was going. So I'll head on to trade. Then on Wednesday, right, I picked a second entry, right? But this second entry hits SL, right? Now let me show you my mistakes, right? So maybe I believe you might as well learn from this. Maybe avoid it in your next trade. Now, if you look at this second entry, the bias is still simple. So this entry was on Thursday. So now let's look at what price did on Tuesday because you want to use Tuesday to trade Thursday. Sorry, you want to use Tuesday to trade Wednesday. Let's look at what price did on Tuesday. We are using Tuesday to trade Wednesday. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday because it was on Wednesday that I picked the second entry or the re-entry. Now, looking at this Tuesday, right? Looking at this Tuesday, you are going to see that price closed bullish, right? There was a price closed bullish. Maybe if you go down to H4, you might be able to see a clear storyline of on Tuesday. On Tuesday, there wasn't actually, will I say, a clear descent to start building new storyline. Right, but looking at what we have here, because this is a key level. This is a key level. So the rejection wasn't clear, but looking at how this candle closed and also my overall projection, I was not interested on buy continuations, right? But now my the mistake I made is that I was buying at the wrong time. Even though my buy bias or direction was right, but I was buying at the wrong time. Now, remember, this entry here, this entry here, this is 2 a.m. Around this entry here is around 2 a.m. And 2 a.m. is Asian time. And you know that in the Asian market, the liquidity is not always much. And also, I was using this. I was using this obvious V-shaped key level as my entry. So when I saw that, okay, price has given this, when I saw this rejection, and this rejection was coming from this key level. So I was like, okay, price we need to use here for buys. But now there was no clear liquidity. There was no clear. If you do very well, you are going to see that there was maybe even if you go down to 30 minutes, the liquidity wasn't just clear, right? But then I was trying to force entry on the market, so I picked an entry here. So what I should have done is to wait and use this low as liquidity. And also for those that understand other block, for those that understand other block, if you don't understand other block, I have a video that explains other block. You can actually look at it. Now this is another block. Let me just This is another block. This last bullish candle, this last bearish candle before this bullish move is another block. So you see what price did, where price later came back to. Price came back to this other block. And from what I've explained to us earlier, another block that has liquidity is more valid. So you see this liquidity before this other block made this other block a valid other block. And you see what price did. The moment price came back, this is a liquidity, just came down, took my SL and peak liquidity, then hit this other block and move. Now, but for those who don't understand other block, if you understand key level, this is also a bearish open and close key level. But now, if you play this bearish open and close key level, price might not have tagged you, unless maybe if you play this other one, this other key level, that is when price would have tagged you. Or let's see what we have on the 15 minutes. Let's see what we have there on the 15 minutes. Okay, still the same thing. So unless if you play this key level, that is when price would have tagged you. So that was the mistake I did on the re-entry, right? I was aggressive with my entry. Then I was personally, I like picking my entries in London or New York, but because I was now more confident and knowing where price was going. So I picked this buy entry, and this was in Asia, and the liquidity wasn't clear. I just forced entry on the market. But now, when price finally moved, see when price moved, finally moved by 12:30. So that is at the close of London, and sorry, that was in London section, not at the close of London. It was in London section and also 30 minutes to New York, right? So price moved. So then after this entry, then I looked for another re-entry, but then price did not come back for that re-entry. So that was what I showed us in that. Okay, I think that was on UJ. So, so this particular trade, I took the trade and I held. So this is the first entry. So in the first entry, I first of all took partials. When price did 6 RR, I took partials. Sorry, when price did, I think that was 4 RR. That was when I took partial. Then this is now the overall this thing. Now this is now that point where I had that XL. Right, this is the point where I had the SL on the second entry. So I took the trade as I drop it, and by now you already know that any trade I drop here for us, I always take it. So I don't drop trades I don't take. Once you've seen a trade on the setup or any trading site I drop, just know that I'm already looking out for position on that trade. So then after I had this SL, I wanted to look for a re-entry here, right? Still to buy, but then price did not come back to it. So I just held on to this. And the moment price because my target was 8RR, right? The moment price did 8RR, it closed my position. So I wanted to do 6RR on this second entry, targeting this other zone. But then price gave me 8RR, and but the overall RR price gave for the week using this move was, I think that should be 12 or so. Let me just confirm. So this 12.24, right? So I was risking, my SL was 20 pip, right? So I did 8RR, right? But my plan was to do 8RR on this first entry, then do 6RR on the second entry. That is more like 12 point something RR, right? So, but then my second entry, it was aggressive, right? I didn't wait for price to give me everything I need to see. I was just overconfident, then took the trade entry. So basically, that is it. The storyline was pretty simple, right? The storyline was pretty simple, and everything about this trade was clean. Everything about the trade was clean. It just to keep looking for continuation until the storyline changes. So the storyline hasn't changed for me. So that was why I keep on looking for buy entries. Right. So that is all for EURJPY. So are we let's look at let's look at let's look at okay, this is when the trade triggered. Okay, this when the trade triggered. When the trade triggered and was still active, I drop it. I will just following us up and showing us my move on the trade. So let's look at USD So in the next video, I will explain USD JPY. Thank you.